Hello, I'm Paul Leland, and I'm privileged to serve as the bishop of our Western North Carolina Conference of the United Methodist Church, and I'm delighted to be here today with Reverend Kim Ingram, who is our conference secretary and also the director of ministerial services for our conference. We're excited to be welcoming you this year to our annual conference. This is a historic conference in which we'll celebrate the 50th anniversary of the United Methodist Church. This year, the theme of our annual conference will be around the Great Commission: to go, to baptize, to teach, to obey, because we know those who are obedient will go to baptize, to teach. And since last year we had an emphasis on baptism, this year the emphasis of our annual conference will be on John Wesley's questions: what are we to teach, how are we to teach it, and what are we to do? In order to help us celebrate the annual conference, we've invited Reverend and Bishop Sandra Steiner Ball, who has been one of the moderators of the Commission on the Way Forward. We've also invited Reverend and Bishop Al Gwynn, who is a retired bishop of the United Methodist Church. And we've invited Bishop Ken Carter, who has also been a moderator for the Commission on the Way Forward. When Bishop Carter speaks to our annual conference about the way forward, we want to provide an opportunity in which every voice matters, every congregation matters, to give feedback and questions that'll be passed on to our delegation as they prepare for the special session of the General Conference in 2019. In addition, this annual conference will take two special offerings. Our first offering will be given to Bennett College, a historical black college for African American women. It's one of our black colleges that is supported and encouraged by the entire denomination. It's in the bounds of our own annual conference, and so we're delighted to give support and encouragement to the work of Bennett College. And in addition to this offering, we'll take a special offering for the restoration of the bridge at Lake Junaluska. Finally, I'd like to say that I hope that you have a few moments to look at the video that's being prepared by our Board of Laity. We need the gifts and the grace and the work of our laity in partnership with us to do the vast ministries that are expressed through our annual conference. And so I hope that you'll take an opportunity to look at that as well. Thank you.
And I'd like to highlight some of the agenda that we will be experiencing while we're together at annual conference. We're looking forward to this experience together. We will begin with a clergy session on Thursday. It is scheduled to start at 3 o'clock in Stewart Auditorium. And then everyone will gather for the opening worship service on Friday morning at 10:30. This particular worship service will include Holy Communion and the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the United Methodist Church, that includes the merger of the Central and Southeastern jurisdictions, as well as celebrating the merger of the Evangelical United Brethren and the Methodist Church. After the lunch break on Friday, we will start with our opening business session, which will begin at 1:30. We will continue with our annual conference session until Sunday morning, when we start with our closing worship service at 10 o'clock that morning, and we'll be ready to adjourn about noon on Sunday. The schedule is designed in order to lessen the amount of time that laity have to take off of work, in order to be able to encourage attendance and reduce the cost for participants. The full agenda and the special event calendar are posted online and in the Program and Reports book. For registration, everyone who is a member of the annual conference will need to come to the Terrace Hotel on the 3rd floor to register their attendance and pick up their name tag. It will open on Thursday at 11 o'clock in the morning and will close at Friday at 2. If you're not able to come before Friday at 2 to register, then your registration will be available at the desk at the Stewart Auditorium. If you're staying on the property at Lake Junaluska, the housing registration will be at the Bethea Welcome Center. This year, all of our clergy have been taking photos. Many of them have been hosted around the district, but if you haven't had your photo taken yet, we encourage you to be prepared to take that picture when you're at annual conference, and that will be held in the Harrell Center in room 202. We have business sessions and worship sessions. We welcome everyone. The members of annual conference are included in the business sessions, and all the guests are invited to come and be a part of our worship services. If you are a guest and you're not able to be in the business session, you will be able to watch in the Harrell Center, room 105. There are many things at the lake that people have come to count on. One of those are the remote parking and shuttles that will bring you right to the door of the Stewart Auditorium. So please look for that parking as soon as you arrive and plan to ride the shuttle to the Stewart Auditorium. There will be food available again in several sites on the Lake Junaluska property. There will be a food court at lunchtime where there's several options from which you can choose. It's always good to bring cash because sometimes they don't take credit on site. But then in Terrace and in Lambeth and in other places, there are also meals available, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You'll definitely want to check out the display space, which will be in the auditorium of the Harrell Center, as well as the Cokesbury store. Will be back and be selling items again this year. In the Program and Reports book, you'll find all of the petitions that have been submitted to the annual conference and the consent calendar. We really encourage you to read all of these petitions, become familiar with them before you arrive, in order that you're ready to vote, ask questions, have conversation around them when it comes to the agenda floor. There are some special events that you'll want to consider participating in this year. There is the 5K and Fun Run Walk that's being sponsored by the Western North Carolina Conference Emory Club, and it will be held on Friday morning at 8 o'clock. Advance registration for that is available. In addition, if you like to ride your bike, you can ride from Hickory to Lake Junaluska. The ride will start on Monday of conference week, and they will arrive on Wednesday at Lake Junaluska. New this year will be a Sabbath living experience that will be scheduled around the lunch and dinner meals on Thursday. And the laity are hosting an event on Thursday that is going to be consecutive to the clergy session. It will start at 3 o'clock, and it's called God's Back Porch, Living Together as Jesus Intended. It will be an opportunity to think about and experience what it looks like to live life in covenant together. It will be held at the Foundation for Evangelism, and all of these events will have registration and information both in the Program and Reports book and at www.ac2018.org. We do hope that the clergy members of the conference will help the lay members know what is expected, how to prepare to come to annual conference ready to go. All of this information will be posted and is posted online at www.ac2018.org. We will have the printed supplement with additional materials that will be distributed at conference. We look forward to all of these experiences together and to having you at the lake.